You've probably been able to build or seen people showing you beautiful TradingView backtests of strategies that are making so much money. They're so consistent. But the problem is you can't make any money unless you can actually replicate those trades. And if you were to do it manually, it's not that easy, because if you miss the entry or the exit by even just a few minutes, you could dramatically skew the equity curve that you see in your own account versus the backtest. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take any TradingView strategy, even a super simple one, and automate it completely hands-free so it trades for you without you having to lift a finger after setting it up. No coding, no fancy APIs, a couple of clicks, copies and pastes, and you'll have a strategy set up, ready to go, that trades automatically from your TradingView alerts. Trading automation is going to eliminate some of these small little errors that add up and compound and can completely ruin someone's trading career. Trading automation is going to remove the hesitation, it's going to remove the human error, it's going to remove the human emotions, and it's going to work for you based on a set strategy, based on an edge, and it's not going to ask questions. Most of us get caught up in the Fed, get caught up in geopolitical news, the government. All of these things can deter us from what our trading strategy and what our edge actually does, and make us see things that aren't there or hesitate when the opportunity presents. Let's even say you trade crypto. Crypto trades 24/7, and you have a simple RSI strategy where you want to buy when the RSI goes below 25, and then you want to sell when it goes above 75. And simply put, you just trade a crypto coin, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, and you want it to do that for you, but you might miss at 2 a.m. when we have a huge spike up or down because of some news overseas. You might miss it and wake up in the morning and have completely missed the entry. The cool thing about trading automation, it won't miss it. So let's take that TradingView strategy and let's automate it. So now let's cover what we actually need. First, a TradingView account, something like this where you can house a strategy. So you can see that I have stop loss shorts, we got shorts going on, take profits, longs, like we have a strategy that's clearly doing something on our screen. But just because it's doing this doesn't actually mean that I'm taking these trades. I have to find a way to connect my broker, which will be the next piece of the puzzle. But in between, we need a place that we can send these alerts, and we can take these alerts and then send them to our broker so our broker can take and place those trades for us. The easiest place to do that is going to be a site called AlphaInsider. Inside of here, we see a ton of trading strategies that are doing that exact same thing. So all of these strategies, some that are doing really, really well and some that aren't, are taking those trade alerts that we're getting from TradingView, and they're verifying them and logging them in real time through third-party data feeds on this site. So we know the actual price points, the numbers, the timestamps are all legitimate. Once our TradingView strategy is sending trades to AlphaInsider, then we can go and create our automation with our broker. It's that final step in the process, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes. So inside of TradingView, we have this strategy up on the screen right now. I've got one highlighted, but if you don't have one already, what we can do is go up to the indicators tab. We can click on technicals and then go over to the strategies tab. These are going to be strategies already on TradingView that we can utilize. For example, I've used an RSI strategy in the past, but it's up to you. You can pick one that you like, or you can create your own, which is a whole other video in and of itself. So we are assuming you already have something that you want to automate. If not, come back when you do, because this is where it gets fun. So here is my current strategy. I have it loaded in right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over the past 90 days and see how it's performed. I can now backtest inside of TradingView, which is super cool. So check this out. 90.59% return. We have an 11.41 drawdown. It took 89 trades. It's profitable 61.8% of the time, which is awesome. And it's got over a 2 profit factor, which is insane. If you know trading, that is a very, very nice number. If I see that and I can see that consistently over a large sample size, I'm very happy. So up to this point, all the hard work is done. It's creating the strategy, it's customizing the settings, all of that stuff is done. Now we just got to click some buttons, copy and paste, and automate it. So I'm going to do this exact thing because I actually want to bring this in to AlphaInsider so that it can be automated. Going into AlphaInsider, I can make a free account. I can do this for free. I can go up to my portfolio tab and click on that new strategy button. I'm going to name it. I'm going to put in a hypothetical starting balance of $100. I can change that down the road if I want to. I'm going to call it cryptocurrency because it's trading Ethereum, and I'm going to leave it as public. If I want to describe what the strategy is doing, I can put that right here. I'm not going to do that right now, but I can come back and do it later. Click on create. So great, now we have this strategy, cool, but this is not gonna do anything. We need to get to the point where TradingView is sending the trade signals inside of here, and then we start seeing trades popping up. We can start seeing the timeline, all of that stuff. And by the way, For any strategy on the site, you can see this and have access to this stuff as long as it is set to a public strategy. Now, if you want to follow along with written instructions, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom to where it says API documentation. I'm going to open that up into a new tab. You're going to get to a page that looks like this. If you scroll down to where it says TradingView integration, click on that and then click on the tutorial setup right here. We'll be able to see a step-by-step guide of walking us through exactly what we need to do to get this set up perfectly. I'm going to walk you through that with an example of my own. So let's take it step by step. So on TradingView, we have to pull up our strategy. Then we have to go to the notifications tab of that strategy and paste this webhook URL. So I'm going to copy that right there, go back to TradingView. I'm going to go inside of here, click on the 3 dots where it says more, click on add alert on this strategy. Okay, cool. Now I'm inside of here. We are going to go to where it says notifications and where that webhook URL is. I'm going to make sure it's checked and I'm going to paste that link right inside of there. Okay, we're not going to create it yet. Just leave it alone for now. We'll come back to that in a second to confirm. Then I'm going to go to where it says message. I'm going to call this the ETH Coinbase engulfing 30-minute. Yes, that's exactly what I want to call it. And now I have this message inside of here. I'm going to go back to AlphaInsider. I'm going to copy this message right here. So this is the only coding we have to do, which really isn't coding. It's just copying and pasting. So copy that, go back to TradingView, make sure our message is what we had on AlphaInsider. Okay, great. Now we have to replace the strategy ID, the stock ID, and a couple of different things inside of here to make sure it's taking and pulling the correct data from what we're trading in our strategy. So where we have the strategy ID, we have to pull the AlphaInsider strategy ID from the URL bar. So we're going to go back to our strategy, which we have right here. Okay. Up on the URL after the final slash, okay, so it says alphainsider.com/strategy/. That is what we're going to copy. We're going to copy that part of the URL, okay, bring it back to TradingView, and then where we have the quotations strategy ID, I'm going to paste that in, okay? Step 1. We're going to go back to AlphaInsider. The next part is stock ID. Enter the AlphaInsider stock ID you wish to trade. So we're actually going to follow this exact example because this is what I'm trading, which is kind of funny how that works out. But if I go back to here, I go to where it says trade and click on or see where it says new order. I'm going to start searching. I start typing in ETH and I want Ethereum on Coinbase, which is what we have right here. I'm going to click on that. Now it's going to bring up the live price feed. So I'm going to go under here where it says ETH:Coinbase. Copy that. That is what I'm now going to post under the stock ID. That is our stock ID. So copy that, paste over stock ID, make sure we have it under the quotations. Okay, good. The next one is action strategy market position. That one, we don't have to do anything. That's essentially allowing TradingView to send the alerts to AlphaInsider, and AlphaInsider can say, okay, we're going to go long, we're going to go short, we're going to go flat. We can figure it out from there. Next is leverage, a number from 0 to 2. 2x margin could potentially fail because if there is any slippage or any price change from when the order is triggered, that could be thrown off. So I'm going to put this down to 1.75 just for this example. So where it says leverage 1.75, make sure the quotes are still there. We're good. And then we are looking for the API token as the final step. It's created on the developer settings page. So if I click on that right there, it's going to bring me to this page. I'm going to name it ETH engulfing, and I'm going to go down to where it says permissions, to where it says trades, and then click on new order. Trades, new order. That is the only permission that we need. Get out of this, click on create key. It's going to give me the key. I'm now going to copy this and I'm going to go back to TradingView, and where it says API token, I'm going to go inside of here. I'm going to paste that in. It's going to be a pretty long line. So just make sure again that we have the quotes out front and at the end. We should now be good to go. I named it, back to notifications. We have that webhook URL there, back to settings. Everything is good. Our interval is on the 30-minute time frame. I'm just going to go ahead and confirm that right there. We have the correct symbol we're looking to trade. I'm then going to set the expiration to open-ended alert. Make sure you have that set if you have the proper TradingView plan. If not, you might have to go and edit this. We are all good to go. I'm going to now click on create. What's going to happen now is up on the top right, I'm going to open up my alerts. We're now going to see it is activating and now active. So we have this ETH Coinbase engulfing 30-minute. It is active and now it will be sending alerts when any trades trigger and fire, and they're going to send those alerts to this strategy here on AlphaInsider. Now, there's one final step to automating this. Up on the top right, we have the option to see the trade alerts, posts, any events, but that still requires us to manually take action on it if we are getting the trade alerts, which is cool. But if I click on this auto trade option right here, I can go ahead and create a new trading bot or add this strategy to an existing trading bot on AlphaInsider. So if I want to add to a new trading bot for as little as $100, I can deposit into Hyperliquid as an example, which is what I would probably use in my preference as of right now. I could insert my public and private API keys, which you can find in this video right here if you're not sure how to get those. And then you can update the allocation of your trading account, which will then be allowed to trade that trading strategy. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to provide ample time to test it, make sure it's running properly before I do it. But if I wanted to, I can get rid of these strategies right here in my current trading bot. If I'm making a new one, all I'm going to have is just one. I can set it to 100%, 50%, whatever amount of my account that I want to allocate to this specific strategy. Once I do that, I will get to a page that looks exactly like this. And if this button is red, all I'm going to do is click on it to make sure the bot turns on. And now I have a fully automated custom trading bot trading the exact strategy that I wanted to from my TradingView alerts now for me through my brokerage completely for free. Now, if you wanted to add multiple strategies or create multiple bots, that's where you'll have to upgrade your AlphaInsider account, but you can automate your very first trading strategy completely for free, fully with your broker. From here, you have full control, change your allocations, turn the bot on, turn the bot off, do whatever you want, test different things, watch strategies. It's completely up to you. So if you want to see how your trading strategy stacks up against everybody else, upload it to the site, set it public, and then everybody who uses AlphaInsider will be able to see how it trades live and potentially subscribe or even automate it if they want to as well. If this video helped you out, drop a like, consider subscribing here. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We read all of them and we can answer anything that you might be curious about. Thanks so much, guys. See you in the next one.